Shit, you got our legs in it, big man.
Yeah, but I have to crop that, innit?
Crop these bad boys out.
Yeah, because the light bounces off yours too much.
Burns everyone's retinas.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Uncleanables Podcast. And if my bollocks get any wetter, they will grow gills and turn into fish, I think. It's so fucking hot.
Saturated, yeah?
Mental, mate. Mental.
Oh, it's horrible, mate. It's horrible. Do you know what I hate? The audacity of people in offices going, oh, isn't it hot? And you think, mate.
You got aircon, bruv.
You don't know the meaning of the word, bruv. Brev.
Mate, I'll tell you what, I had my first soffit and fascia clean this week for the first time in a little while. And obviously, boiling hot. I'm like sticky to touch because I've sweated so much. It's just created a barrier of shit around my body.
Oh,
and like you're above your head, your shoulders, like fucking dripping off my face. Not even in a good way, Dan, dripping off my face.
Do you know what I mean? That was Saturday night, big man.
What you been up to, son?
Mate, this month has been a blinder for me, to be honest with you. This is...
Oh, my flies are undone.
I think I've broken a record this month.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I've broken a record.
Too many kids touched?
Yeah! Too many escapes. No, this month's been record breaking for me, which is fantastic. I've started doing little bits, like real small little bits, but they add up. I know it sounds silly. When I first started, it's not that I didn't care what I earned. I didn't track anything.
Yeah.
Yeah? I feel like you need to really give it a bit of respect it deserves. So in the mornings, as the jobs roll in and whatnot, and as I book them in, I've got a calendar a wipe clean calendar in the kitchen, and I write all the jobs on. And obviously it's 4 weekly, so it's a month's worth, or 5 weekly, whatever. Monday to Saturday, and I just literally write the total in. At the end, it says week 1, week 2, week 3, and we write the total in.
Yeah.
And it's lovely to see. It really is, because obviously, it's visually, when you're making a cup of tea, you can look at it and go, that maybe I need to pay more attention to next week, or maybe I need to cram a little bit more into next week. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. As opposed to just juggling it in your head. It's actually quite a cool way of doing it. And I've always worked on the basis of if you actually look at a goal every day, you get it.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Writing it down is a very powerful tool.
I'll tell you what, one of the best anecdotes I've got for that is years ago when I first bought a flat. The deposit, I can't remember what it was. I think I wanted 15 grand or something like that, or 10. I think I wanted 10 grand, yeah. I was only 19 or 18 at the time. And the post office used to do, you can go and get them now, they're called premium bonds.
Yeah.
But it's all online now, it's a little bit different.
I've got some for Ruby, actually.
Premium bonds. So when you used to go down the post office, you used to get given a slip. And in the slip, it was a little pamphlet, and it come with an envelope, and literally you just filled it all out, filled out the numerical value of what you wanted, put it in the post, and that was it. It just debited your account. So what I done was, I thought to myself, I need a goal, because I'm just running around endlessly, and if you ain't got a destination, you're just a knob,
absolutely.
So what I done was, I went down there and I said, give me 10. I want 10 of them. And I sat there one day with a cup of tea and I filled every single one out to the value of £1,000, right? So effectively there was 10 grand and it was on my bedside cabinet every day. And when I woke up, I looked at it, literally 10 envelopes. As soon as I got £1,000, I picked one up, went down the post office, gang.
Yeah, banging idea.
Yeah, and it was like, you can actually see ticking away now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it worked wonders. And now I'm like $500,000 in debt. But it was a good idea, and I actually work better if I've got an actual visual goal to aim to. But other than that, no, it's been really good. It's a real mixed bag this month. I've had a bit of commercial, a bit of this, a bit of tree work, a bit of that, and a bit of the other, and it's been blinding. I've got a lot of quite nicely, I've got a lot of repeat customers come back to me.
Lovely.
Even over this weekend just gone, a few people I've done jobs for before have said, oh, is this something you can do, or we've recommended you to so-and-so, and they've come back to me and given me a shout out and whatnot. So it's been good. What about you?
What haven't I been doing? I finished the van. The van is finished. It had its first outing today as a usable piece of kit. I didn't use the pressure washer today, but I used the soft wash.
I bet you wanted to, though, innit?
I'm a little bit scared, I'm not going to lie. I almost don't want to use it. It looks so nice and new.
I know what you mean.
I just don't want to use it. There are a few little kinks. So when the float valve filled up on the soft wash tank, the pressure was building and it was dripping out the hose reel. So I need to change I had a load of really cheap Jubilee clips that I bought from China a long time ago, and they're just naff. So I've already got some new ones that I had to get to finish off the soft wash build, so I need to swap a couple of them over, just to get it
small
up.
little bits there, nothing.
Yeah,
too major.
yeah, it's just like teething problems. It all works. It all works.
Isn't it meant to like 70p can make your van leak?
Yeah, and like I tried to do it on the job, tighten it up, and then it snapped.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
And then
pissed everywhere.
Yeah, I put it back together, shot at me, and yeah, just a bit of a nightmare. But it works. Unfortunately, the job that I was on, the soffits and fascias were really heavily stained. And
from the UV,
from the limescale, I think, from the roof and the water.
Oh,
and it just didn't come up very well.
How can I get limescale out of rainwater? And rainwater is the purest water you can get.
It's not the purest.
It's one of.
It's just it's not. It comes off the roof.
How?
So the water lands on the roof, and then it runs down the roof.
Yeah, but like, what's on the roof that has limescale on it?
Well, the tiles, whatever the tiles are made of.
Yeah.
That's what I've been told. Mate, I don't really know. That's what I tell the customers.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Because I've heard that before about limescale, and I thought to myself, yeah, but rainwater's pure.
Yeah, so it's obviously if the water was hitting it directly, it'd be fine. But it's where it runs down the roof.
Yeah.
It collects
all the junk,
whatever it like goes through a load of moss, so it picks up all whatever's in the moss, bird shit, and then eventually it sits and it drips down the soffit board. Then you've got like the screws.
Yeah,
just everything.
All that adds up, innit?
Yeah, I just call it limescale because it's the easiest thing for customers to understand. Yeah. But it's probably not limescale. It's just a mixture of everything to stain in the UPVC.
No, I hear you, bruv.
But yeah, then that was so Friday. I finished the van. Saturday I worked, cleaned a bank, carpets in a bank, office, not like a vault. And then Sunday tidied up the unit, so it's back to its original glory.
Yeah, it does look brand new.
And today is today.
So what's the episode what we're going to talk about today?
So we're going to talk today about non-payers. I've seen a lot of people putting on Facebook about non-payers and people who skip regularly as well. So like when you send out your reminder texts and they go, oh, can I skip this month? And what prompted me to write it down, because I saw a lot of people talking about it, and I think just like, you just bin them off and move on, didn't you? But what made me write it down was, I had a customer who, fairly big house, it was £24 I charged her, so not the smallest, not the biggest. And when I went round there to quote her, she said, oh, we did have a window cleaner, but he kept saying he can't unlock the gate, so he couldn't clean. So we've binned him off. Then I got 4 more quotes. One of them was 80 quid.
4 more quotes for a window clean?
Yeah. One of them was 80 quid because he said he cleaned Mark Wright's windows. I thought, well, I don't mean he can charge more money, does it? Right. But anyway, that's what she said to me. And to begin with, she was all right. Then it got to winter, and she said, oh, the garden's flooded, like it's gone all boggy, so you can't come and clean the windows. Not, can you just come and do the fronts? So, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Then I cleaned at Christmas, like December. Then I didn't text her in January. I forgot to text her, so I got a clean out of her in January, but didn't think nothing of it. February came round, she said, can we skip this month? I want to save some money, I haven't got any money. So I thought benefit of the doubt again. Then she skipped one. Then I cleaned again. Then she's skipped 2 more since then. Then I cleaned again, and then she skipped again this month.
Right.
So I've texted her and I've said, look, you're holding up a space for someone who wants to clean every month. So I'm taking you off my round. Said I'm more than happy to clean for you. You just let me know when you want a clean. And she texts back saying, oh, sorry, I've got counselling customers that day. And I felt like saying to her, like, yeah, I've got bills to pay, mate.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Totally.
I'm not coming in your house, so I don't get what, like, does like someone at the window cleaning with water stop them from talking?
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah, people have got a funny one.
Like, and I just feel like she's making excuses. So I actually actively removed her from my round, proactively. So it got me thinking about how to deal with people like that.
Yeah.
So that was my approach. But I see a lot of people online that, particularly more so with non-payers, right, which I guess is a lot, it's a different ball game, isn't it? So with people who cancel, it's a case of, well, how often do they cancel? What's the reasoning that they cancelled? You know, if their wife's just given birth or they're on holiday for 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's a valid reason.
I think that's a valid reason. Like, just have them cleaned when you get back. Obviously, you get people that have them cleaned, don't matter what's going on, you know, the best customers ever. But with non-payers, and I've had another customer that I've taken off my round for not paying as well. And I say not pay, he did pay, but I send him a reminder every 3 days. And he only has his windows cleaned every 2 months.
That's just ag, mate.
So I send him a reminder from the system every 3 days after the first 7 days. So twice a week, basically. No payment. Then it gets round to his next clean being due. And this isn't the first time he's done this. So you was with me that day. We didn't go and do it. It's the one with all the dog poo in the garden. So we didn't go and do it. I texted him that morning and I said, your windows are due today, but you know, we've still not been paid for the last one. Can you get that paid up? Didn't text me back, has just made payment. No, sorry mate, it's been a crazy... I mean, 8 weeks is no excuse for anyone, no matter how fucking busy you are, I don't think.
How long would you leave it then before giving up on them?
I would never give up on them.
Why not?
I'll send them to court. Because I'm really spiteful.
No, how long would you keep kicking this can down the road before you say, mate, you're gone? I'm not doing this anymore.
It's very situational.
You sound like you hang on for grim death, mate.
Money's money, mate.
Well, it ain't if you're not getting it.
But I will get it. Like, I will send it to court. If you're not someone who will follow that through, I think don't take my advice. But I've always been happy to do 3 cleans outstanding if they're a full weekly customer, so 3 months worth. Obviously, if they're 8 weekly customer, I expect payment before the next clean. 8 weeks is a long time. But 4 weeks, I can give you the benefit of the doubt in 4 weeks. Particularly if you pay cash and I miss you a couple of times. But if you pay cash and I miss you on an 8 weekly, I'm not seeing you again for another 2 months.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a long time.
It's too long to wait.
Yeah.
So if it gets to that point with 4 weekly, 3 months, that's when I stop cleaning. It's only ever happened once. And the only other time I let it go longer than that was the guy that didn't pay me. So I got burnt. So I think generally, if you're someone, oh my God, how's that been happening?
I feel like everyone works to their own systems effectively, and they manage it their own way. But I have not got the patience to be putting up with things like that at all. I mean, I haven't really had the displeasure. Oh no, I did. I had the displeasure of having one geezer, and he wasn't like a non-payer as such, but he didn't really know. It was the red flag one ages ago. He was a landlord. He didn't really know what he wanted, and then when I'd done the job, he was just everything was wrong. But when he answered the phone with attitude, and I gave it back to him.
Yeah.
I went, oh, here we go, mate. He went, oh, what do you mean by that? And I went, what do you mean? I said, I know what's coming. And then he was, oh, I'm in an R-in, and I just said, look, like, what do you want to pay? And then he said, look, oh, we need to take £100 off. I went, yeah, that's fine. I'll beat the door with a card machine. And I just literally went straight to his house with a card machine. I thought, you're not squirming. I thought, I need the payment. Do you know what I mean?
So you're a better man than me because I wouldn't let him off anything.
No, but I sat there and I thought to myself, that £100 difference would be the hardest £100 I've ever earned.
Yeah,
and I'll be chasing him like there's no tomorrow. And I just think there's a good saying my dad told me, and it was, don't throw good money after bad.
Yeah,
and it's like, don't be chasing down. Like that £100, like let's say they say, no, you'll guarantee get it, but it's a day in court.
Yeah.
I can earn more than £100 in a day, can't I?
Yeah, it's very true.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Very good point.
So I was like, no, all right, no worries. But I've got no patience with people like that whatsoever. And even to a degree, I had a grass cut customer. Bless her, she's an old girl. There's clearly been a misunderstanding. I think she said to me she had a young girl there before who was something like 14, helped cut her grass, yeah? So clearly I don't work at the same wages someone who's 14, do I? You'd like to think so. So she said,
just dress like them sometimes.
Just, only on the weekends and in evenings. And she said, I said, look, it's £30 a cut. And she said, okay. And he said, how many hours have I got you for? And I said, you haven't.
You come cutting your grass.
I said, you haven't. I said, like, I'm cutting your grass, edging out, cleaning up, and I'm gone. Oh, I thought you was here for 2 hours. I went, look, there's no way I can be here for 2 hours for 30 quid. I said, I might as well just go to Tesco.
Yeah.
I said, I can't afford it. Oh, okay, there's a misunderstanding then. And I was like dead up front with her, and I said, look, like, clearly there's been a misunderstanding. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I won't be here 2 hours. I'll do what you want me to do. I said, and then I'll go. I said, I'll be honest, I don't think I'm suited for this.
Yeah.
She was like, why not? And I said, well, like, I'm watering the pots in the front garden. I said, I'm watering pots, man.
Yeah,
I said,
so
like,
I ain't a gardener.
this ain't, like, I can cut grass, but I'm not going to go around, like, pruning all the bushes and bits and pieces. That's not me. Like, I'm here just to, I'll knock it out, and then you do all the pretty stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, no worries at all. And I said, look, like, I'm happy to, like, sort you out this one, and then the rest of it, just find someone else. And she was like, no, come back. She said, like, we'll have you moving forward. But I feel like you've got to be honest with them, and you've got to be upfront. And
I think you've done the right thing there, to be honest with you. It's, I think people are too quick to do work that they're not, like, willing to do. And I think that it would be clear as day that you didn't want to be there. Yeah. And that would negatively affect your business.
Yeah.
And there's too many people that stress, and, like, you see it all the time with, like, landscape gardeners, and they're, like, putting in these 20, 30 grand gardens, and then they'll have a dry patch. So they'll start offering pressure washing. And it's like, that ain't your bag, mate. You lay these beautiful gardens, like, go out and get some more work doing that. And
what point are you making?
My point is, they don't do a very good job
because
at cleaning because they're landscape gardeners, and their attention to detail, putting in sleepers and concreting and porcelain and designing all this lovely stuff. And then they'll go and do something like pressure washing a driveway. Yeah. And it just looks shit because they've not got the right tools. They haven't done the job properly, and you never see them doing it, but they probably don't look like they want to be there because they'd rather be putting in a garden.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
You know, and I think I see that, and I think that looks bad on their business.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think it looks desperate.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I've been on a few jobs before. Like, we've all done it when you've, like, mate, I've done it probably more than a lot of people. I've undershot it massively. Yeah. I was one the other, mate, Friday I was at one. He said to me, I've got a shed. Can you build a shed? I said, yeah, no worries at all. I said, it's 125 quid to build a shed. He went, all right, sweet. Go around there. Mate, I swear to God, there must have been over 1,000 pieces of this shed. And I looked at it and I was like,
what have I done?
So I was like, look, I'm confident I can build it, no problem. So I started building.
There are instructions and stuff like that.
Yeah. There's instructions, but there's just so many pieces. Yeah. Like, a timber one is literally a floor. It's already done.
Yeah.
It's just a floor, four sides,
and a roof,
and then 2 parts of a roof, and felt it. It's easy. I got there. There's literally 1,000 pieces, and I was like, we're arted. I get cracking. I get there at 12 o'clock. No, I get there at 2 o'clock. Mate, I don't leave there until 7:30 in the evening. And I was like, I've earned my money. It was 125. He tipped me 1.5. So he gave me 1.5, right? I said to my missus, mate, I said, next shed I do is 300 quid. I said, that is a joke, right? But then I sat there and I thought to myself, mate, it's still 30 quid an hour.
This is my, like, so you've quoted that about seeing it, right?
Yeah,
You're going to win some, you're going to lose some.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know, if that was a wooden one and you was there an hour, you've had a good hour.
I would have been really jolly up, yeah.
And, like, for every 10 that come in, 2 of them might be like that.
I know exactly what you're saying.
And you lose out on them, but you haven't spent the time fucking around, asking for photos, send me a photo of the box, looking it up online. Like, you know you can do it. Next time, it probably won't take you as long.
Yeah, no,
if you've done that same one as well, it wouldn't take you as long.
But then I'm very, I don't know if yin and yang is the right way of saying it, but I'm very much on the belief of, no, you're going to have hard days and you can have good days.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like that, just chalk that up as a bad day. Like, we all have.
You earned well that day, though, didn't you? You had quite a few jobs that day.
Yeah, I had about 5.
So, although it was a long day...
No, it was a good day, regardless, yeah.
But if you earn that sort of money...
Yeah, I wish I could earn it every day.
You're going to end up with hard days.
Yeah,
long
totally.
days.
Yeah, totally.
Earning more money.
But yeah, non-payers are an interesting one. I don't really have the patience. You can go with... I haven't done this yet, but what's go cardless? Is it automatically debit their account? What's that, Deez?
I've just had a cancellation.
There you go, mate. Name and shame.
No, I cleaned their windows today. I'll just see it pop up on the thing. Cancel the 8 weeks ongoing February. There is a notice period. Please let us know. Absolutely nothing wrong with the service. It's made our lives a lot easier. However, my partners ordered the equipment to be able to clean their windows themselves. They'll be back.
Mate, he's ordered the equipment to clean his windows himself. What do you reckon?
Yeah, they'll use tap water and they'll fuck all their windows.
What do you reckon they're using? Just a squeegee, do you reckon?
No, he won't have ordered a squeegee and a set of ladders. He'll have ordered a water-fed pole from Amazon and he'll plug it into his garden tap. So when I reply to her, I obviously will explain to her that that's not how it works. But she would never. I've had that 2 or 3 times before, and anyone who's a window cleaner will have had that. You'll get it eventually.
Imagine it weren't though, and he was like, "No."
What's the chances of me getting a fucking cancellation?
Imagine it weren't though. He's like, "No, I bought all the water purification and everything. It's cost me $4.5 grand, mate."
Mate, fucking well played to him. I'll go buy my water from him if he's done that.
That's quality.
Try and help him shift it.
Yeah. So what's Go Cardless?
Nice. So Go Cardless is a direct debit system. So they sign a direct debit mandate on their end. And then you have to have a system that, I think you can do it directly through Go Cardless, but you have, like, Go Cardless integrates with Squeegee, which what I use. And when I've done the job, I click charge and it charges them.
That is sick.
And then I think they take 20p plus 1%. So.
Not a lot.
It's my Go Cardless bill at the end of every month is like £3.71. I don't take a hell of a lot of money out of Go Cardless. I think it's about 150, 160 quid. So it's quite cheap.
It's clever though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So do you have to have Squeegee as well or not?
No, you can do it directly through Go Cardless, but if you do it directly through Go Cardless, I think you've got to log in, you've got to charge them, you've got to remember to do that.
Squeegee obviously does it all.
Squeegee does it all for you. It tells you they're a Go Cardless customer.
That's very clever.
And then obviously you're using Squeegee to mark off the jobs you've done, which then books them again for 4 weeks anyway.
Mate, I'll tell you what, right? Like, all of these apps are good. They're blinding, don't get me wrong, but like, I just don't know if the charge outweighs them. Do you know what I mean?
But, like, that is honestly, you've said some stupid things.
Yeah.
But that is up there.
Why?
How is 30 quid?
Yeah. 30 quid what?
It's not even an hour's work, man. In a month?
No.
How is the charge not worth what you get for it?
When you start getting in the realms of percentages, like, I mean, yeah, no, you are, I understand entirely where you're coming from.
That whiteboard you've got in your kitchen,
yeah,
that's Squeegee app.
Yeah.
Does it all for you. But I know it's not sitting in front of your face.
Yeah, but don't forget that that's one app. You ain't just got one app. There's going to be other apps. And by the time, like, when you factor in, like, I'm not saying, listen, I'm against it. I'm just saying it's worth considering. Like, is it really, like, because when you add it all on, it's not just, yeah, like 30 quid a month on that though, is it? It's 30 quid a month on something else and then 30 quid a month on something else.
What do you mean?
Well, it's 30 quid a month for Squeegee.
Oh, yeah.
And then what else is affiliated with it? Have you got any other apps like that?
No, that's it. It's all in one place, bro.
Oh, so it's a good deal.
I'm telling you, Squeegee will change your life.
No, Squeegee is the nuts. I agree with you.
It doesn't have to be Squeegee. Squeegee's like one of the more expensive ones. I think it's closer to 40 quid a month.
How much? No, yeah, I'm joking.
But Cleaner Planner is the one I started with. That's £29 a month.
Yeah. For
the one person thing. And that the only reason I moved away from Cleaner Planner is because it only done 62 days.
I remember you saying in the future.
Whereas I was having people that are booking in for like
end of summer,
yeah, and I couldn't see what was going to be going on that day.
Ahead, yeah.
So that's the only reason I switched. But for me, that was worth the extra 10 quid a month.
Yeah.
Because the stress it was causing me booking people in, like, and at the same time, having pen and paper would be a better system than Cleaner Planner, for example. But you'd still have to then go and manually write in everyone's job every 4 weeks throughout the year. And then that's the other thing with pen and paper. Like, I don't know if anyone can answer in the comments, if you do use pen and paper or paper diary, how do you shift your work if you go on holiday? So I know Matt put a comment, and we're going to read the comments out at the end of the episode. Should have done it at the beginning, really. But Matt put a comment saying there's certain months where you fit 2 window cleans in the same month because it's a 5-week month. So you can then have a week off the month after and not lose any money.
Yeah.
which would, I guess, still work with a paper diary. But if you needed to have a day off and needed to shift work with a paper diary, do you have to do it all in pencil so you can rub it out? Like if something came up.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like if your van clutch goes, and then all of a sudden you've got to have 3 days off work.
Yeah.
But you're window cleaning, and you've got at least 10 jobs a day, so you've got to rearrange 30 jobs. How do you move around your diary?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If it's all written down, you know.
Photocopy it, take it out, and then stick it over the next day's page. But then if there's already something on that page... But then
you've got to photocopy every page to the end of the year, didn't you? And move them all one day forward.
No, it depends. If there's nothing on the page that you're going to stick it to, then you're all right, because it's an empty day, but highly unlikely that you're going to have an empty day.
The idea is you wouldn't have an empty day because you've got...
Yeah, of course you
don't get me wrong, when you first start, pen and paper's fine. But the argument we were talking about, wasn't it, was moving forward. When you become busier...
Yeah.
It's not a viable way to
manage
your customers. Yeah. So once you've got like a full schedule, 4 weeks worth of work every month.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you have a week off, you can then shift the whole thing forwards, which you can do at a click of a button on a CRM. Or you need to have a week where you say you're not getting cleaned this month because I'm going on holiday.
Yeah.
But if an emergency comes up,
yeah, well, how are you going to move
pen and paper, how are you going to logistically do that?
Mate, there's going to be someone in the comments for sure. Someone in the comments.
Right, talking of comments, shall we have a look? Did you get them up? You got them up on your phone?
Mate, I've got no signal, ever.
Right, we'll get the comments up and we'll be back.
Oh, mate, here we go.
Right, we got quite a lot of comments on the last episode, didn't we? So just for total transparency, there's an episode that we've already recorded.
Right, so
this was 2 weekends ago, this episode.
Right, you're cleaner windows, yeah? We met this guy.
Yeah.
We met this guy. I have 300 customers. It's never behind and always done on time. There's no point in having 500 if you aren't doing them on time, yeah? But then he comes out with the next one, which is the belter that you just brought up. On the subject of holidays, as my window cleaning is monthly, but it's done in 4 weeks, when you get a week like this week where it crosses 2 months, I can get my window cleaning done in both months, but take the week off in between and not lose any money. So how does that work? So like, say July into August, does he do what all of July is in the last week and then all of August is in the first week?
I don't really...
You're cleaning windows, can you elaborate?
My brain wasn't braining when I read it.
I can't work that out either.
I understood, and now you've just reread it, how I understood it doesn't make sense. But I understood it as when you have a 5-week month, you do a week of the months of next
coming
work
up
in the previous month.
Matt, give us a shout on that,
because it's a 4-weekly.
Now this geezer, this fella, has nearly me 1973. I think this is blinding, right?
This is the best comment we've ever had.
Ever in our lives, mate.
I absolutely loved it.
In our personal lives as well, right? And he's been married. Right,
most things are better for me.
I created a job quote sheet, so when inquiries came in, I captured all the customers' details. Blinding, that's a good start. If the quote was accepted and the job completed, I would ask the customer if they would like to be added to our mailing list. Never underestimate the power of a customer mailing list, as it costs nothing. MailChimp free version is all I use. I used to use that one as well when I was in another industry. MailChimp is completely slept on. It's fucking incredible. I send out a mail in January every year, giving my regular customers their chance to book a slot that suits them before any new inquiries come in.
I'm assuming he's talking about gutters.
Yeah, so and pressure washing and bits and pieces. When we get to the latter part of the year and the leaves are falling off the trees, I then send out a mail to booking gutter cleaning jobs. I also send out a couple of other emails throughout the year. If you aren't doing this, you are leaving a lot of revenue on the table. I think that is the best comment ever.
He summed up what I was trying to say in that that episode we done.
Nelly, if you want to take Curbside's place on the podcast, please reach out to me in private, mate.
I think you need to take your spot.
Mate, please reach out in private so we can fucking boo him. No, I'm joking. No, but that is... MailChimp's outstanding. If anyone's ever used Mail... Have you ever used it?
I used it not that long ago to remind people to send me their entries for the cleaning awards.
Yes.
Because I've had about 40 people enter.
Yeah.
But I've had 0 entries, if that makes sense.
How did you get on with MailChimp?
Yeah, easy as you like.
It is the best. I think it's one of the best apps ever.
With WordPress as well, you can export all of the customer details, so it was super easy. I didn't have to type them in.
So in my old industry, I used MailChimp. We used to ring up people with
rent boys,
properties. Shut up, man. Why are you straight there? We used to ring up people that own properties and see if they want to sell it, if they got anything else, or if they're interested in buying. So I used to make an email, like exactly like he said, like a leaflet type email, whatever you call it. Copy. I used to have data.
But they've got lots of templates on there as well, so you don't even have to be that.
So I used to buy data.
Heavy.
So I used to buy data. So I had about 25,000 emails. I think I could only do it in 8,000 emails at a time. I used to then copy and paste from an Excel, sling it over and email it, mate. It was outstanding.
Yeah.
And it's free, bruv. It's literally the best bit of kit I've ever seen. Right. So that's that. Hi guys, the bloke with the glasses is ugly, but the other one's proper good looking. Mate, what's all that about? This is a good one. PB Pro Clean. That was a good chat, guys. We'll be interested in an episode sometime about advertising on Google. Maybe go a bit in depth. I'm pretty tech savvy, but still find a bit intimidating. What's a good budget set aside for advertising, things like that?
I've told you.
We're in talks of this. We're going to try and do a little spin-off without trying to spoil you. I don't know, maybe maybe putting £1,000 each into it and just seeing what sort of response we get and go from there.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea. I might take some of that money that I'm getting back and just plug it in.
And then we got, did you read the Tom Richardson came across your podcast because of Jake's channel? He wants to venture out into the exterior cleaning business early next year, but it's a risk because he's in a secure but unfulfilling job.
Yeah, it's very, very similar to what Jake.
There are so many people, mate, like you in your position, Tom Richardson, and it's interesting. There's a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon. I've seen
at least 4 or 5 this week saying
they're going to start.
But they've bought a machine and they want to do it weekends and evenings and stuff aside from their job. Now, I've always been a great advocate for if you want to start a business, it needs 100% of your effort. You will get out what you put in out of business. So if you're only putting in 20% evenings and weekends, you'll only get 20% back. That's okay for some people. Some people are happy with the job that they've got. They just want more money. But if you are unhappy with your job, then I would urge people to maybe I would never urge anyone to quit and just, fucking ruin their life. But maybe see if you can go part-time so you earn enough money just to cover your bills and then you can spend more time on your business, or find a part-time job, quit the job you're at, get a part-time job to cover your mortgage, for example, and then focus on your business. I think let's clear something up, right? Let's be real, right? If you just want to do pressure washing, you ain't going to do it. Personally, I don't believe so. Well, I'd never say never, but yeah.
I'm going to say never.
It's very unrealistic.
If you just do pressure washing, I really can't see it working. Personally, they're not few and far between, but they're few and far between enough to have you scratching around.
I think there's too many pressure washing companies and it's too low barrier to entry.
Yeah.
To just do driveways and patios. If he's doing roofs as well, there's plenty.
Of all the jobs I've done this year, I've probably actually only done about 12 or 15 driveways.
Yeah, but you're not heavy towards that.
Okay, so you're heavy towards it. So how many have you done?
Probably 40 or 50 this year.
Right, 40 or 50 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then that's like.
No, I'm agreeing with you that there's not enough money to do it. But again, I'm not solely pressure washing. If I was solely pressure washing, I might have a lower minimum charge. That might have been closer to 60 or 70, and that's 10 a month.
Yeah.
If I'm charging 200 quid a job.
Yeah, it's £2,000 a month, bruv.
But that's enough for some people. Some people don't earn that at the moment.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. But then also, what I'm getting at is, even if so all your advertising, everything you've done, all your sign writing, everything, so comfortably you've done 40 this year.
Easy, yeah.
Right, so comfortably you've done 40 this year, right? How many is that? That's less than 10 a month in it. That's about 8 a month.
Yeah.
Right, so even let's say every single one was 200 quid or 300 quid. Yeah, so let's say 250. So that's £2,000 a month. But you ain't it's not sustainable. Obviously, you've got petrol for the pressure washer, then you've got the chemical and the sand. I don't really think you can just break into it just by doing one thing.
No, but they're not all that cheap. Some of them
No, some are great money. Some are great money. Better. But I feel like we'd be ill-advising people if we turn and go, yeah, mate, buy a pressure washer and go out and do it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think if you want to get into pressure washing specifically, you need to have some bolt-on services, particularly in the winter. No one has their patios pressure washed in the winter because they're not using them.
And don't look at it as just pressure washing. It's exterior cleaning. Please, everyone, get it out of your head. It's exterior cleaning, because otherwise it's just pressure washing is minimal.
But I think even just like I've always advised people to get something like with you. I've always said to you, get something regular. So for me, that's the window cleaning. I know if I get no other work, no pressure washing, no roofs, no gutters, no carpets, the windows will cover my bills.
Yeah.
Only just, but it's it's there every month. And if I get cancellation, it's not
it's not the absolute end of the world. Yeah, totally agree with you.
But if you just do like the one-off ticket items, it can take you 3 or 4 years to build a regular returning customer base, because people have stuff done every 2 years or every 3 years. They don't always have it done every year, so you can't rely on 1 year's worth of business coming back the year after.
Yeah.
You can almost get 1 year's worth of business and then still have no work in year 2.
Yeah. It's tough. I think it's tough.
Yeah.
It needs to be. There needs to be other stuff bolted onto it for sure. Anyway, listen.
And then obviously you get a non-payer.
Yeah, totally.
And that throws a spanner in the works. You've got nothing else to back it up, because it could be a particularly large job or commercial job. This goes back to what we were saying about commercial work. They might take 60 days to pay you. And if you spent a week of your month doing that and you've got no other income,
it's a slap in it.
It can be. It definitely can be difficult. No, that's why I don't think corporate work is for everyone.
I was talking to a customer of mine was in logistics, and I was talking to her about it, and she said to me that it's not that it's hard to break. Well, it is hard to break into these, like the logistics for the big boys, like Tesco say, and all the rest of it. But like, let's for argument's sake, Eddie Stobart delivers chairs for IKEA. Yeah, mate, that IKEA thing will still be some apparently some invoices are like pay within 180 days.
Yeah.
But like, you think how many lorries for IKEA could be driving around? Mate, they use 1% of the world's wood. Like, cost-wise, they must be doing like probably 100,000 journeys for IKEA.
I can't remember.
And it's all on 180 days.
I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was something like Costco sell their stock 12 times a year. So they'll buy stock and they'll sell it within a month, but they don't have to pay for that stock until month 3. So they've sold 3 months worth of stock before they get paid for the first lot. So they're like constantly in this positive cash flow situation, and obviously that's like the best position to be in. But
it's interesting.
That doesn't work for everyone, and I think the only reason I'm able to do corporate work that doesn't pay immediately is for the reason I've got the backup work to support the business. But if I didn't have that, you just wouldn't be able to take it on, no matter how good the money is.
If it was all corporate, you'd definitely be. I mean, unless you had like I was going to say a $5,000 safety net, but a month of business, that will go in no time, wouldn't it?
Well, to put it into perspective, I quoted with Jason from Tidal Wave to clean a KFC in London that's being renovated. So they wanted all the roof cleaned, all the car park, all the drive-through, all the cladding, all the windows inside and out.
What about the deep fries?
The floors. No, not that. All the floors internally as well. I think all that's being upgraded to new.
It was a joke, Keith, but
it weren't funny, so let's just leave it there.
Come on.
We quoted that 15 grand, right? So 7 grand each, 7.5 grand each, and that would be a week's worth of work, maybe 6 days. Now, obviously, there's good money, but that leaves you only 3 weeks of that month to earn the money to pay your bills. So if you had maybe a quiet week, then you've got that week, but they might not pay for...
What was the turnaround on that money?
I'm sure it was between 8 and 10 weeks.
Oh, mate,
or
that
six
is
six and 10 weeks. They couldn't give us an exact...
Mate, these big companies just do what they want, don't they?
It weren't 4 weeks, So it was like, say, call it 2 months. to be paid that. So you're sitting on $7,000 of income and a week out of work for 2 months.
Yeah.
And although, yeah, it's good money when it does come in, brilliant, everyone's happy, but you've still got to make it to the end of the 2 months before that money comes in. And cash flow problems are real. And a lot of these, I think a lot of people probably haven't experienced it because window cleaning is quite cash rich. And if you're domestic, generally you get paid either immediately, same day, or within a few days.
Yeah.
And if you're just a window cleaner, there's not a hell of a lot of costs involved. You've got your van, your insurance,
once it's bought once,
it's
done,
and stuff like that. But if you're an external cleaner and you do a lot more services, obviously there's a lot more costs involved. So pressure washer might need, a new unloader valve, or you might need a new hose, you might need a new lance, you might need a new turbo nozzle. And these things cost silly amounts of money for what they are. And it's very difficult sometimes to stay on top of that, particularly if you've got a large job and you might not have the equipment to do it. You might have to buy some equipment in to do that. Well, apologies about that. The camera overheated. It is that hot today that the camera indoors, not in direct sunlight, started sweating.
Right, so KFC.
What was I saying about it?
About how it's paid. Well, it's 8 to 10 weeks, and
So I'm going to lose like a week's worth of work. Or at least a week's worth of income, and I've still got to find the bill money for this month. I've lost 7 days worth of.
See, I think it's healthy. I think that's healthy.
Do you?
I'd do that once a month if I could. If someone said to me, allocate a week here, like a full week as well.
Yeah, obviously, if he's getting paid for it, it'd be brilliant.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, as a one-off, for certain businesses, it's
hard to survive. Yeah, and also as well, it's almost like it's a horrible ground, isn't it, to play in, because a one-off is like a nightmare in itself. But then if you was only doing that, mate, you're running 2 months behind effectively on your pay schedule. Do you know what I mean?
Pretty
so
much.
It's like you can understand why big companies are dominating, because they go into it with like a couple of financial backers, investors.
I don't understand where the whole the person asking for the work dictates when they pay for it started.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
How does that make sense?
How did it come about?
Yeah, it should be like, right, it's 10 grand, I want paying by the end of the week, but if you want to pay me in 2 months, it's 12 grand. That's how it should be.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Well, that's how it is.
Money.
In our realm. You don't pay for a meal 2 months later, do you?
No, that's it.
Yeah, it's annoying.
But you've lost out on all of that potential with that money, 2 months worth of. Like if you were someone who took your money and invested it straight away, they've actually missed out on potential returns of your money.
Yeah, totally.
For having it tied up in someone else's system.
You can understand how companies go under though. Like imagine if you was on that job and two pieces of equipment broke.
Easy.
Knowing that you ain't going to get paid for 8 weeks, you're out of the game, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's naughty.
Yeah, so it's very easily done, and I think that's what people have got to remember in this game. That if you are thinking of quitting your job to do this, it's all good until someone doesn't pay you or a bit of equipment goes wrong. And whilst you're doing little driveways and they're giving you cash at the end of the day, life's sweet. But you get a couple of people that just difficult payers, mate, totally. And you need a new gearbox or whatever. Wait till you've had a week of screw ups. It all comes, doesn't it? It all
and then you just want to jack it all in.
It all comes at once.
Right, should we leave it here, son?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
There's a
couple of things I've got to say. I just want to say thank you to Danny Cottrell, who supplied all of the uni strut for the van build. It is honestly the best thing, and I've had people already comment on it, asking where I got it from, so that's where I got it from. Secondly, the Cleaning Expo dates have been announced. We're going to be there filming a live podcast like we did last time. I believe off the top of my head it's the 28th and 29th of March, but I will confirm those dates in the comments. Ticket sales are not quite yet ready, but they will be soon. We're going to be mentioning it every episode, so you're not going to forget about it. But we're looking forward to meeting you all there. If you haven't already commented on this video, leave a comment now. Just call Dan Gay or something. He loves it.
Mate, if anyone is listening from America, please let us know where you're listening from, because it is blowing my mind that we got an American audience.
How was the percentage?
10%, bro.
10%.
10% are from America, US of A.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So we ain't going to see you at the cleaning expo, but we will let you know how it goes.
March next year as well. I think I've got a work experience, lad. Someone reached out to me and was like, "My lad wants to do window washing. Will you take him on for work experience?"
Mate,
so he
that's
said
sick.
it's next March or next April. Can't remember. So yeah, he might even be with the expo with us. I have to keep him away from you though, won't I? Predator. And just remember, guys, sometimes you have to decide between what is hard and what is easy. And Dan is always easy, so that's why I choose Dan. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.
And remember,
this has been the Uncleanables episode 45, 46, 45.
45.
And remember, stay cleaning. Are you bish?